everybody in the world loves candy and flowers. I'm Margaret McEntire, and I'm the owner and the founder of Candy Bouquet International. My product is very unique in that it's candy and it's flowers. It's not real flowers. You pluck the candy and you eat it. It started in my garage many years ago, and it literally blossomed. As a child, I always wanted to create things. What anybody would like is to wake up in the morning and say, wow, I can actually go do what I want to do today.
All right, Margaret, we're going to have you take the Millionaire Passion Test. I know you're gonna ace it, because I know you're doing it. There are 850 of these candy bouquet stores. You're making $1 million, okay? As a kid, what'd you want to be when you grew up?
Want to own a candy store?
You literally want to own it? You guys are nailing it one. We're a little further along. We're going to show one that's a little harder than this. So you knew you wanted to own a candy store.
I was creative. I had these creative juices. I had a father that was an economist. He was very intelligent. I was raised with Ozzie and Harriet, honestly. Mom and Dad still live in the same house that they built when I was in the 3rd grade. Just stability. And it was like, Margaret, you go to college, you get a degree, MRS degree, you teach school.
That's what you teach school. Be a teacher, yes, solid.
Yes, be solid.
So they, even though you wanted, nobody was saying open a candy store, so you're a teacher now, you're going along. So how'd you bring it back? How'd you get in touch with really that early dream, what you wanted to do?
Well, I wasn't a teacher, actually.
You never even got there?
When I was in college, I was getting out of school, speech pathologist, and instead of going and applying for a teaching job, I didn't want to be a teacher. I wanted to be the director. So that's what I did. I found a county in Arkansas that had no school for children with disabilities, and I went in, wrote a grant, and literally went out into the county and found handicapped children, asked the Methodist minister to use the bottom of his church, and started the school.
Well, good for you. Now, the $1 million question. How'd you get back to what you really love?
Okay, after doing
Not that you didn't love doing that.
No,
but
no, that was, I have a twin sister that still does that.
Wow.
And she's so saintly. Anyway, it was one of those things that a frustrated decorator, I worked for a friend that had a florist. And florists were always fooling with trying to put candy together with flowers, and nobody ever did it. So I've got this garage, and I started fooling with this idea and just realized that I could throw the two together somehow, and then obviously people started buying them, and the rest is history.
The rest is history. You know, when you had your big idea, you had a 12-year-old, was that?
Mary Baldwin College.
Did I have this right? You have a 12-year-old at college.
Yes, 12. 12.
You're 12-year-old
Yeah, I did. I really
did.
did.
That's another show. But okay, you have this
one.
brilliant kid in college, and what happened?
Brooke was at Mary Baldwin, and her roommate was 13. Her mother was an epidemiologist, engineer, brilliant lady. And I sent her one as a thank you gift. She calls me on the phone, and she said, Margaret, you've got to teach me how to do this. Well, bells and whistles were going off in my head that this is... Other people need to have this opportunity and not be drones and go to work for everybody else, but own their own business. I can franchise it. I had no money.
You knew it. But you, when you started this business, you were 50 grand in debt. Okay, your daughter was in private college. Husband has just lost his job. 2 sons were in private school. How the hell did you get this off the ground?
Well, I pulled the boys out of school and I home taught them. Best year I ever had. The kids still remember it. It was not easy, but if you do what you love, it, just like you just told me, it's a true passion. And the kids liked it. The neighbors liked it. Everybody thought it was a crazy idea, but it's like, yeah, we sent you to college and you were a very respectable person, and now you're going to turn candy into flowers. And I said, yes, I am. And there's one word that's not in my vocabulary, and it's a 4-letter word. It's C-A-N-T. And if people can get that through their head and realize that if they've got an idea or a dream, if they'll stick with it and do it, it's all in that persistence.
Jeff, examples of this not embracing C-A-N-T in your life? Because, early on, somebody could say, well, you're going to make a living with frogs? Yeah, no way, pal. Or, So how did you fight through?
Well, ultimately, you have to believe that if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. And you have to take that spirit and fire it and focus it. And you also have to recognize that there may be more than one path that'll get to where you want to go. And in my case, if you can't find the path, you pull out a machete and you start trailblazing. But ultimately, the best reward is to step off a stage with an Emmy in your hand and look at someone that said, you'll never have a job in this industry.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys a question. I'm watching at home. I'm watching 2 very lucky people. Certainly, you made your own, lucky because you're doing what you love, but you made your own life, you fought through it, you did what you had to do. Let's say I'm somebody, I'm 44 years old, okay, and I got to pay the bills. I got a job, whatever, I'm working in software, I don't love it. Boy, nothing I would love more to find what I love and make money and get rid of this, you know. What do you say to those people? I can't, you guys have been there, you figured it out earlier on. How do we get those people going?
I listened to Jeff's story. It's a passion. If you find a true passion, you know, he was digging out snakes. Who would have ever thought that you could have made it a living out of finding snakes or doing candy? It's something that you come across inside your own mind against all odds. When people say no, no, can't, won't work. You
Time
just
to grow up.
Time to grow up. You don't listen.
There it is, right in front of you. Find your true passion. Take the Millionaire Passion Test right now on our website, bigidea.cnbc.com. Margaret McEntire, founder of Candy Bouquet. Jeff Corwin, host of the Jeff Corwin Experience. Loving what they do, loving life. More big ideas for you.